If you type a loose prompt into an AI model and hit enter, the results will multiply into a recognizable pattern. The text is perfectly symmetrical, polite, and completely hollow. Unedited AI reaches for the safest, most statistically probable words, which produces the identical, predictable output we call Slop. But we can fix that. By directing the machine through a specific human-led workflow, we can generate prose that actually has a pulse. To get there, you have to treat the AI not as an omniscient ghostwriter, but as a fast, amoral intern. It has read every book ever published, but it has never lived a single day. You have to supply the emotional stakes and the specific human experiences. Once you do that, you can use its speed to your advantage. Step by step, we will build a 4-part workflow to generate a scene that sounds completely human. Step 1 is building your voice DNA. If you ask a model to write in a noir or dark style, it will fail. Adjectives give the machine nothing mechanical to grip, so it guesses based on internet averages. Instead, you construct a voice DNA profile. This is a set of hard executable rules that deconstruct your writing style into instructions the model can actually process. We start with rhythm law. Look at this comparison. The flat line shows default AI pacing, where every sentence is the exact same length. To fix this, you instruct the machine to vary its output into jagged human lengths. Tell it to default to short sentences, and only use long run-on sentences to track physical movement across a room. Next, give it a list of banned words. Predictive models love lexical cliches and grouping adjectives in sets of 3. You have to actively suppress these defaults by explicitly telling the machine what it is not allowed to use. When you replace vague adjectives with mechanical rules, you speak the only language a predictive model can actually obey. Step 2 is raising the laws. We do this through upstream prompting, establishing clear boundaries before the machine types a single word. You open every session with a prime directive. This is a foundational prompt reminding the AI that it is drafting for you, and that you hold all the creative judgment. From there, we build a 4-layer prompt. As this wall shows, the first 2 layers are context and role. Context tells the machine exactly what the scene is about, and role defines the specific persona the AI must assume. The final 2 layers are constraints and format. Constraints enforce your point of view and your banned words list, while format dictates the exact output you want to receive. By structuring your prompts with these strict walled layers, you leave fewer gaps in the narrative. That prevents the model from injecting statistically average filler into your scene. Step 3 is question-first drafting. If you let the AI invent the emotional core or the physical specifics of a scene, you will get a generic, melodramatic result. Instead, instruct the machine to ask you 5 specific questions about the scene's stakes before it is allowed to write anything at all. When it asks those questions, you answer with raw, highly specific details from your own lived experience. For example, if you ask for a scene about grief, a generic AI response gives you a wave of sadness washing over a room. But if the AI asks what the character is doing with his hands, you can provide a specific human detail, like him holding a cheap ceramic mug his son made in the 3rd grade. During this process, apply the 3rd thought rule. The machine's first choice is wrong. The second choice is also wrong. Instruct it for the 3rd option. Forcing the machine to interview you first ensures that the resulting prose is built around specific human freight. No training data on Earth could invent your specific lived details. Step 4 is the grubby edit. Even with perfect prompting, raw AI prose is unnervingly symmetrical. You have to manually depolish it. AI models struggle to end scenes abruptly, so they default to prophetic, moralizing summary lines. Find those tidy bows at the end of paragraphs and delete them completely. Next, look for overly smooth, rhythmic sentences. Snap them into blunt fragments to mimic how human beings actually think and speak. Then start several of your sentences with conjunctions like and, but, or so. The AI avoids doing this because it hunts for grammatical perfection. Finally, inject statistically unlikely facts. Drop in an exact brand name, a specific street corner, or an odd texture. Those deliberate flaws, asymmetrical rhythms, and messy details are the ultimate fingerprint of a human author. They break the predictive token patterns for good. If you follow these 4 steps, your end state is a piece of dynamic, jagged, hyper-specific fiction that reads exactly like a human wrote it. It works because the model didn't invent the story. You supplied the premise, you set the strict constraints, and you broke the symmetry in the edit. To start clearing defaults out of your own drafts, download our free guide, 10 phrases that scream a robot wrote this, at the link below. You absolutely can write with AI, but to make it work, you have to do the human work to sound like a person.